Yeah, we've got the dog 56 motorbike guy. I'm looking for a passenger.
Yo.
You have your
Engineer, let me get this mic out there, please.
You have your helmet on, Coolie?
Yo. What am I trying to do? Yeah. Engineer, let me get this mic out here. Go. Original bad boy from the NYC. And the woman got me some name is not very nice. Original bad boy, don't miss it. But I never wonder in a London city. Because it's a country never recognize me. So me put up my everything as I am. And the African blood run deep in me. When me go to dance, be lively. Remember no one said that we full of style. Original bad boy, yeah. We put on film nine. We don't know wickedness about me. Don't know the crime. We stop acting stupid and we stop acting blind. We deal with the lyrics to uplift mankind. You hear this one and this one it is a. Out of them about them and living them. Big up in your chest because we big every time. And then we said that I'm going to go make you all. Y'all picking it on. Come on. No kicking on the windows, but you don't stop. But why not cross, no why not let me? Original bad boy from the NYC. And them women got me seven, they been up with nice. Original bad boy, no best skin, them and nice. Them and I never want no in a London city. England is a country never recognize. So me, but I me everything answer yardy. And the African blood run deep in me. And then when they go they dance all it lively. Remember no one said that we full of style. Original bad boy from the ID. I make come on this and that's me what they dancing like. No one don't put it on something, no don't kill it, don't kill it. Don't put it on something. Put it on stop. Don't put it on the windows.
Shooting, looting, passing, dancing on the dance floor. Coolie Ranx. No shooting, looting, dancing, passing on the dance floor. When you're standing on the corner and you're waiting for the renegade, throw right down in the town, take a little ride on the 56.
Come on. Don't give me the S. Give me the E's after everything.
When you're standing on the corner and you're waiting for the renegade, throw right down in the town, take a little ride on the 56. Yeah, Coolie Ranx on the microphone.
Yes. Happy Saturday. This is Supernova Saturdays, the quarantine sessions, and I'm your host, Coolie Ranx. Wagwan, everyone. Today we have a special guest. I'd like to see a little bit better, but you are a special guest in the building. I would like to call you the king of DC. The president of DC is here, ladies and gentlemen. Ah, there you are. There you are. What's up? Steve Jackson in the building of the
Look at
Pietasters.
you,
What's going
Coolie
on?
Ranx. Look at you, you handsome man.
Always say
You're
that.
just as sexy as you ever were. Look at you. How are you?
I'm good,
You're
brother.
sight
How
for
you
sore
doing?
eyes, man.
I have
I
one
miss
thing
you.
to ask you, man. It's been a long time. It's been a long time. I have one thing to ask you. Who broke the wall in Houston? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? Hello?
I can,
Oh,
yeah, I can hear you now. I heard,
holy
do
crap.
you? And
No,
then
I
that
was like,
all.
who broke the wall in Houston?
You know who broke the wall in Houston, right? The guy
Steve
that broke the
Jackson.
wall in Houston has a new record out that just dropped yesterday called Drink. Have you
okay.
seen Victor Rice's new album?
I have not seen Victor Rice's new album.
Victor Rice has a new album that is delicious. It is so wonderful, and it came out yesterday. And he was the one. I have a picture of him with his foot up in Houston in 93 or something, 95.
Yeah, breaking the wall down.
Dude, what a great way to end a tour, huh?
Yeah. I thought it was a great way to meet you guys, man, and just to have a lot of fun. It was an incredible meeting of you guys, because at that time my perception of white America and black America was so divided. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, it was. And when I met you guys, it's like you just opened up my eyes to like people are people. So I think.
Well, we were a bunch of goofy bastards, but we had a great time with you guys. And, you know, that version of the Toasters was so fun. And you guys taught us so much. And I don't know, man, I feel like it was the start of a beautiful friendship that lasted for years and years.
Let me get into some questions about you, and we're going to reminisce a little bit later. Steve Jackson, where were you born?
I was born in Washington, D.C.
When did you start doing music?
I was in some terrible bands in high school that didn't do anything, and then the Pietasters started in college. We were in a shitty punk band, and then we were like, well, we all listen to ska, and it's good party music. Why don't we try playing that? And learned a few covers, and boom.
Because when you can hear that in your music too. You can hear the punk in your music. I was like, how did you get? I was going to ask you, how did you get from to the traditional into the more like aggressive type of ska in one song?
I mean, DC at the time was a real small music. I mean, it's still kind of a bedroom community, but the music scene was really small. So you would go see, a punk show on like a hardcore matinee on a Sunday, and then there'd be a rockabilly night on a Thursday and a ska night on Saturday, every third Saturday. But it was always the same group of people that were going to all the different shows, and so I feel like that informed the Pietasters a lot on how to make music, and we all like different stuff, and so it comes through in the songs that we make.
Yeah, because how I see it, like you guys are the premier band in the DC area. Like, are you the only ska? You're the first ska band? Yes.
No, I mean there's
that's the only one I know.
Good ska scene. Well, the Checkered Cabs.
No, but you first. I knew you guys first before Checkered Cabs, before the Smooths. I mean,
I think
guys
the Skunks.
Like
the Skunks had us probably by like a year.
Okay. I remember the
but it was all around the same time for our generation of punk rock kids in the 80s. And, the Toasters would come to town. New York Citizens would come to town. There were some mod bands that would play, some garage bands that would play, but there wasn't a whole lot going on at the time. The British stuff was over at that point.
Yeah.
The Bosstones maybe had, like one record. Yeah.
And you have a really good relationship with those guys. How did that come about?
With the Bosstones?
Yeah. Because you're like their little brothers.
I love those guys so much. And the Pietasters is a story of almost breaking up. Like every time we were almost about to break up, something cool happened. And we were playing at, do you remember Club Babyhead in Providence, Rhode Island?
Yeah.
So we were playing Club Babyhead, and we had done the tour with you guys, and had our Moon record stuff, and we were like, wow, this is more than we could have ever hoped for as far as being in a band, and we need to get on with our lives, and this isn't going anywhere. And we're playing in Club Babyhead, and Dickie walks up, and I'd never met him before, and he hands me this pitcher of water, and he's like, I want you guys to come on tour with us. We got a new record coming out. And I was like, all right. And we went into the next song and took a big swig of the pitcher. It was a pitcher of gin and tonics. And and I was like, man, this is a good deal. If I can hang out with Dickie and drink gin and tonics every night. And then that album was Let's Face It. And we got to go all around the world with those guys and learn how to do it from the masters.
So that's when you came up with drink.
Right.
Was that the inspiration?
It was one of them for sure. It was a reinforcement that we were doing something right. It's like, hey, if Dickie's bringing us booze, we must be doing something right.
So you guys left from Moon Records, and then you got signed to what's that one over?
The Hellcat Epitaph.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. We were like one of the last Moon bands to sign with Hellcat Epitaph. Slackers and Hepcat, and everybody had already jumped the coop or flew the coop, whatever you say. And then we were on tour, probably, I think it was with the Bosstones even, and Tim Armstrong came out and was like, I got all these bands lined up. I want to do this thing. And like, okay, cool. Sounds great. So it was the go-go 90s, man. You know it.
Yeah, I know it. I know that when I met you guys, you were all riding like motorcycles. You came to my hotel in motorcycles. I was like, oh, these dudes are gangsters.
I love my old BMW motorcycle.
Man, I'm like, whoa, this is how they roll out here? I remember we was in the parking lot, right? So I don't know what happened, but I saw the Pietasters in action. That's when I was like, oh, okay. This is a real crew right here. They're tight, they're family. And I became family to you guys, man. I became family. You dudes definitely, you especially, saved my career. You saved my career.
Stop it.
Saved my career.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you did.
You're an inspiration every time I see you play, man. So
yeah, you saved my career.
The feeling's mutual.
We're gonna jump into what you did for me. Let me throw some your videos. You got a couple of videos, yeah?
Sure. Yeah.
I'm gonna play some of your videos, and then we're gonna get back and I'm gonna talk how great you are. We're gonna be right back.
I don't wanna know where you spent the night, 'cause if I wasn't on, then baby I just might find your little friend and tell him who I am.
got like 2 minutes apparently. I woke up this morning to your tap, but I'm a front door. I woke up this morning to your knocking at my front door. My head was hot, my mama and both the beats, and we was having the top of the dot.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm off-centered. I don't see I'm centered.
You look
Am
good
I
to
centered?
me.
Okay, cool. So we're back here with Steve Jackson from the Pietasters on this Saturday night quarantine sessions, the Supernova edition. Steve, so your band got signed in the 90s. What year was that actually?
Well, we did the 2 records with Moon in the mid 90s, and then with Epitaph and Hellcat I think the record came out in 97, so somewhere in that time frame there.
97.
Yeah.
And you got a lot of airplay. You did a lot of touring. Did a lot of ground.
Yeah, man.
Work.
We were in the right place at the right time. You know, we've been driving around in circles for years, and then boom, there you go.
Start time.
I remember we played a show. It was at in Denver, like right as No Doubt was breaking, and I knew them from like those Mashing Up the Nation, those compilations, you know, from like the late 80s, early 90s, and you know, I knew that stuff, and we were on the East Coast, and it was, for whatever reason, that the radio play hadn't gotten here yet, and we were out in Colorado playing, and the promoter, that Dan Steinberg guy, was like, No Doubt is going to be the biggest band ever. You're not going to believe it. We're like, what? And I remember hanging out with Gwen and some of the band backstage and just drinking beer, and I was like, these guys, they're the biggest. And then like 10 days later, everywhere, you know, for the next like 18 months, it was just No Doubt everywhere, and Boston,
Well,
Sublime.
You was part of that too, you know, Steve.
I mean, I was just riding on coattails, baby. You know,
That's all right.
I was just caught
That's
up in
all
the
right.
wake.
Nah, bro. Nah. If anybody's gone to a Pietaster show, they know once they go in, they'll never be the same.
Oh, that's nice of you to say.
It's the truth. You go inside that show, and the energy, I don't know if you guys can see the ceiling, but it's up there. It's way up there. It's way up there.
I learned it from you, man.
Nah, man, stop. As I was telling you, so this is how you save my life and my career. This was just after I left the Toasters, and I was like discombobulated. I didn't know what the hell I was gonna do with myself. I was just like, and you called me. It's like, yo, so I heard you left the Toasters. It's like, yeah, I don't know what you're gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. He's like, you're gonna start a fucking band. That's what you're gonna do. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna start a band. I had no. Sorry if I'm shouting. I had no clue what I was gonna do. I just sat in my living room and I was looking out at the window, and then I get this call from you, and it's like, bing, start a fucking band. And then I did. I started a few musicians, and I didn't know how to actually do it, because then there was these guys. It was like they wanted money for rehearsal, and I was like, "Yo, Steve, this shit is expensive, man. I can't do this. These damn musicians." You said, "You don't pay them no damn money, man. What's wrong with you? You're Coolie Ranx." I was like, "Huh?"
Exactly.
Yeah.
Man.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Steve. I'm telling you.
It wasn't I didn't do it on purpose. I just thought it was obvious. Like, you left the band to start your own band. It wasn't like, hey, Coolie, I got an idea for you. You should start a band. It was like, this is great, man. Now you can do your own thing. This is what you always wanted to do.
It wasn't my intention. I was just a sheep lost. I was a lost sheep walking out there in the pasture. I had no
way,
clue.
Man.
I swear, I had no intention. No intention of starting another
You're
band.
such a great front man. You're such a great performer.
Thank you, man. I was like, I had nothing. I was like, anyway, like seriously. Anyway, let's get back to you. So, what is like one of your most memorable gigs that you've done?
Oh man, we've been so blessed. And it just sounds like a jerk just name dropping, but I mean, we talked about the Bosstones. I love those guys, and just being able to tour and play with them every night. Every one of those shows was special, and backing up James Brown and touring with Joe Strummer. I mean, it just,
whoa.
We've been so fortunate to to play with so many of our heroes, and it's hard to pick a favorite, you know.
Best song, favorite song you like playing?
Favorite song that I like playing?
Yeah.
I like that song "Don't Want to Know" that you all just played. I really enjoy singing that song. You know how it is as a singer. Some songs are just more natural, and you don't have to work as hard, or it's just fun. You know, it's just for the love of the game or whatever. So yeah, that's one of my favorite ones. And then of course all the like Maggie May and any of the ones where the crowd jumps up and sings along, and you can just put the mic out and hug everybody and sweat together. I love those too.
Yeah, there's no barriers on your stage. Like that.
No.
Audience is welcome.
Yeah, that's where the energy comes from, you know. We're all part of the same organism at that point.
Real. Steve. If I had a chance to do a song with you again, which, you know, I'm asking everyone that comes on the show, I'd like to do a song with them.
We should do a whole album. Like all the Supernova, like all of your interviews.
Yeah.
You know, each person you interview, we should collaborate.
That would be
This is really cool that you're doing all these interviews too, man. This is a lot to take on.
We got to shout out to Tim and April back there and John over there. Because I'm just like some dude sitting I'm in my bedroom, y'all.
Well,
I'm relaxed.
If it wasn't for Tim and April, none of us would be here right now. And yeah, thank you, John, for being such a good producer behind the scenes.
Yeah.
But what an amazing thing Tim and April have created with this.
Do you know that?
I know, but
you said, "Yo, you should get in." You did this. This is you again, working behind the scenes.
Why do people listen to me?
Because you're Steve Jackson. He was like, "Yo, you should talk to this dude, Tim, man. He's into ska. He likes ska. You should talk to him." I said, "Word? All right, I'll talk to him." That was how many moons ago? This is all because of you, Steve Jackson. Steve Jackson, you know you're the puppet master, Steve Jackson.
You're giving me too much credit, my friend.
Steve, you help everyone out there that's in a ska band. You've helped everyone in some form or shape. You've given them shows.
That's the beauty of the ska community, right? Is everybody, you know, you're supposed to look out for each other. You're already playing this weird form of music that you were like, ska? What? What are you playing? You know, so you gotta help each other out.
You are a blessing. So, what bands are you listening to now? Any good ones that you're listening to? Any favorites?
Well, I love Catbite from Philadelphia. Those guys, they're so great. I love the band. I love the people, and like I said, that new Victor Rice album is incredible. And there's a bunch of young bands. There's this band from Florida. I don't think they play anymore, called Ascultura, and I love those guys. They
yes,
of Pietasters, driving around in a school bus, and they got in front of the club and took the barbecue down off of the back and cooked hot dogs. And I was like, man, that's how you do it.
I think he's in France now.
Oh, really?
I'm not mistaken. I think he's in France. One of those guys are in France. There are
a lot of good young bands. If you want to know young ska bands, go to that Ska Tune Network. That person puts up a lot of good young bands, and there's that label. God, I can't think of anything when I'm put on the spot. Yeah. From the guys from Kill Lincoln. Yes. The last show we played was this thing called Frozen Harbor Festival in Baltimore at the oh God, man, I can't think of anything anymore. Ramshead live, and Kill Lincoln was there, and Upstarters, and Real Big Fish, and just a whole bunch of good bands. But yeah, get a hold of Bad Time Records for some good young bands.
Okay. Are you putting out any bands in the future?
Any bands?
Yeah, because do you still have Slug Tone?
Yeah, we no plans to do anything. we're busy enough dealing with our own nonsense, and you know, it's like if I did work with anybody, we'd want to do the right thing. So
True. It's not like before when you did the record yourself and then you present it to somebody and someone just do it in their network.
yeah, man, everything's
I mean, that's
different.
how it was. Yeah.
Everything's different. Now you got to be a PR, you got to be a marketer, you got to be everything all at once.
So, what is your advice to a young band, though?
Man, I don't know anymore. My advice used to be just drive around in circles and keep playing music. And, you know, if you go to every town and play shows, you'll, number one, be a much better band. And number two, you'll have friends in every town and you'll build those kind of networking connections. And, you know, like after everything blew up in the 90s, people would give me CDs, like, here's my demo. Can you get it to Tim? Can you get me signed? And I'm like, dude, that's not how it works, man. You got to go out and play. Yeah. But nowadays, I mean, you can have a good band and just do stuff online. And I don't know how to do any of that stuff.
It looks like everything is going virtual right now. I mean, you're gonna have fans that you don't know them. You want to know what country they're in. You're just gonna be right here like this.
I mean, what other choice do we have, Coolie Ranx? We could go play in Missouri and Texas, right?
I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready to storm all of these borders and just be out. You know, I went crazy the other day. Anyway.
I'm down. I'm with you.
So John is asking when the Pietasters is going to be playing Dallas. That's from Johnny Bravo.
I hope soon because Texas is opening up, right? So that would be one of the first opportunities. We could do a Florida, Texas, Missouri kind of tour or something like that, maybe. I'd love to, man. I miss Dallas. We used to play Trees, and we spent Thanksgiving night there one year in an alley and had Chinese food. And I love Dallas. Texas is fun all over. So yeah. I wish I could say November 17th we're going to be in Dallas, but
yeah,
who knows?
Nothing is planned anymore. We just gotta be happy that we're alive.
Yeah, pretty much.
But we do have some festivals coming up, some online festivals coming up. The Supernova Quarantine Edition is going live. We got a festival that's gonna continue on June the 13th.
June 13th, yeah.
You're a part of that, right? Yeah, it's breaking.
We are.
Okay, it's breaking news. I'm told in the background. It's not common knowledge. It's a breaking news.
So a bunch of different bands are participating, right?
Yeah, a bunch of different bands are participating, and it's all for a great cause. So people out there, just make sure, please, just have your 10 cents, your 9 cents, 20 cents, dollar, and just support the cause. Yeah, definitely more details are coming soon on the Supernova channels here. Steve, I'm gonna say good night, and we'll probably catch you again in a little while, unless you got some things you want to plug.
There's nothing to plug, Coolie. It's all over. Everything's finished. I'm going to be sitting in this chair until they take me to the funeral home. So
it's not over, Steve. It's just the beginning. It's the beginning of something new and something
it is
strong. It is, because
it is, man.
Even the suggestion that you just made about the bands that was on this show here, we collaborate and do some records. That was never even spoken about before.
Let's do it.
I'm saying let's do it. I spoke to Greg Lee. He wanted to do something. Let's put everything together and let's make a Supernova record.
Yeah, dude. You, me, Greg, Linville. I've got a good horn section. I mean, I know
sure do.
The Pietasters horn guys will be into it.
Shout out to Alan. Shout out to Jeremy.
Do you remember on the this is one of our favorite stories to tell. We were on that Skavubi tour, and Sledge needed, I don't know what he needed. He needed something, and he was like, Steve. I'm like, yeah. And he goes, where's Randy and Jeff? And I was like, and he's like, where's Randy and Jeff? And I was like, I don't know who you're talking about. He goes, your horn players. And I was like, oh, Alan and Jeremy. And he's like, I don't give a shit what their name is. Where are they? He reminds me so much of Patrice O'Neal, that comedian, just the way he delivered that. Where the fuck is Randy and Jeff?
Yeah, one hell of a trumpet player too.
Yes.
No one does
indeed.
circular breathing like that guy. I've never seen anyone.
Oh my God.
Yeah, amazing.
Good times. Are we done? Is this over?
Yeah, why
Let's do
not?
it.
A Supernova super group, that's fly.
I feel like, the odds are we'd hit on something good.
I think so.
Hi, Chris Murray.
Chris Murray in the building. Jeff Baker's in the building. Travis is in the building.
What?
Who else is in the building? Yeah, the Hub City Stompers.
Baker.
I'm repping them.
Travis.
I'm repping Hub City Stompers tonight. What it do?
I see that shirt.
You see that shirt? You know how
Hub
many
City's
Pietasters
last
shirts I
album.
got? Yeah.
Hub City's most recent album is amazing. It's so good.
It is. It is. I like it. Chris Murray is asking, what is the comparison to the subculture of ska from back in the day as today? Is that the question?
Wow.
Chris Murray, intelligent.
Man, Chris, you're going deep. I mean, I guess the biggest, like, to me, and Coolie, you please don't let me, you should answer too, but
no.
like, to me, the 25 years ago, there were very few people knew what ska was or knew like the traditions and the bands and the correct suspenders to wear and the correct way to lace your boots and everything like that. And like, that was so important to us when we were kids. And nowadays there's so many more like input variables. Like there's ska punk and there's emo ska and there's traditional ska and two-tone and Jamaican and I don't know, man. It's a lot to keep up with, but it doesn't seem to be as like, I remember back in the days, you would be afraid to go to a show if you weren't dressed correctly because someone would like punch you in the mouth, and take your shoes. So
that was just walking down the block in my hood.
if you wore new Doc Martens to a show in DC, Lefty and Squint would take razor blades and cut your laces and take your shoes.
Are you serious?
How about you,
Lady
Coolie?
Hatchet is on there. No, I remember. I tell you what I remember, and I'm sure you was actually on this show too. There was this skinhead black girl. She was a Nazi. She used to walk with a radio.
That's Lefty.
Who is that girl? Oh, is that
Lefty.
Okay, because
Yeah.
I thought that was Lady. For years, I thought this was Lady Hatchet.
No.
I was like, oh my God, it's Lady. I'm sorry, Kristen. I see you there, but I thought that's who you were.
That's the best mix-up ever.
I was like, oh my God.
God, man.
Because I thought this was Lady Hatchet. I was like, this is the one that is killing people out here. So I didn't want to know you, Kristen. I see you out there. What's up? Yeah. That's what I don't know. I wasn't from DC. I was out of town.
Yeah, that DC is a weird scene, man.
All right, Steve. We're gonna get out of here, man.
Was that it?
If you want. Oh, you were saying, John? Okay, so we have a preview for next week. Oh, okay. We got a preview for next week with our new guest, which is Adam Burke. Is that on there now? Adam Burke is coming on here next week, ladies and gentlemen, and we shall be also. Yeah, we got a video we planned. I'll see you guys next week again. This has been Coolie Ranx, your host, and that is Steve Jackson. The
Great to see you, Coolie.
Yo, Steve, man, I gotta catch up with you. Thank you for coming on the show, and for real, man, I will do my best.
Love you, man.
Stay safe out there. I love you too.
Miss you.
Miss you too. Stay safe out there.
Stay safe, everybody. Peace.
Peace.
Hiya, Dad. How you doing?
Oh, so what happened? Bloody hell, a long time I don't see you.
I know.
What you been doing?
I'm growing up.
Jesus
I'm
Christ.
good.
Yeah,
I'm a big boy now.
you're a big, you're sure a big boy now. That little thing, woman promised you, you make sure you do this show for Supernova, right?
Oh, what's that? What for what?
Supernova on May the 23rd.
Oh, 23rd. Okay.
The 23rd of May.
Oh,
Supernova.
yeah.
I think it's at 8 o'clock as well.
8 o'clock.
Don't forget, you know,
23rd of May.
23rd. Make sure you have your clean socks and make sure that the socks are the same color.
Yes.
I don't want to see the red socks and the green socks.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Make sure that, and you will be on your best behavior. You'll be speaking the Queen's English because this is Supernova and it's your debut. It's your debut track that you're gonna be broadcasting the first time.
Yeah,
right?
new song. There you go. Yeah, I'll do it.
So make sure you do it right, and don't forget the 23rd of May. I'm gonna repeat it again. The 23rd of May, Supernova, Mr. Adam Birch, my biological identical son.
There you
Adam Birch. You know that, right?
That
check
is
it,
right.
right?
I'll be there.
23rd.
With Coolie.
Don't be late.
Don't be late. Yeah.
Coolie, look after my boy. Right? You must tell Coolie, look after my boy.
Bobby, we got a whole party going there. I think.
Yes.
Why not? We should have a big party.
Yes.
All right.
Exactly. I'm looking forward to that, man. And the people out there, don't forget, tell everybody the 23rd. This is the premiere of my biological identical son, Adam Birch. I drop it. So check it, right?
All right, my dad. I'm going now. I'm going to go to bed. Get some sleep.
Go to bed now, but sleep now and rest. And don't get up for the 23rd.
I will. Make sure. 23rd,
23rd
8 p.m.
of May. Get
Saturday
up
Supernova. Adam Birch versions in the house.
You got it. Bless.
Peace out, Supernova.
Okay, love to you, son. I love you, son.
Take care. Bye.
Yes, son. Okay, bye-bye, son.